Hi race fans, this is Ashley Wilson with NBC Sports Motorsports Talk. Dale Coyne Racing has two female drivers in their lineup for this year's Indianapolis 500, Beatrice and Pippa Mann, who joined teammate Justin Wilson. This marks the first time in Indy 500 history that two women are teammates. Bea has competed in the first four events of the 2013 season, with her highest finish being 14th at Long Beach. This is the first event of the 2013 IZOD IndyCar Series season for Mann.
Bea, how does it feel adding another teammate to the Dale Coyne lineup for this year's 500?
Female.
Yes.
Well, it's quite new for me. All my career, just all 20 years of career, I never had a female teammate. But for me, at this point of the career, it doesn't really matter. It's like I treat Pippa as another driver, so it looks the same, actually.
And have you teammates all kind of been working together, or are you each, on your own when you go out, or what's the chemistry of the team been like?
Oh, it's great. It's always I've been running with Justin all season, and it's awesome. Teammates get along really well. In addition to Pippa, we kept the same environment. The team is pretty open. We share all the information, and Pippa hasn't been in the car for a while, so maybe she had more questions, but we help to open to help her and everything. So great.
And compare the atmosphere of racing at home in Sao Paulo to here, which is kind of the central area for racing in the U.S. And what's the energy like, between home and here?
It's both are awesome. Like for me, Brazil race and Indy 500 are the biggest race of the season. I think in Brazil it's easier, all because of my sponsors, and somehow I have a background there, winning is there, and people kind of know me more than in here. Here the big stars are Dario Elio and Tony. They're in Brazil too, but there I have more, I think, media space, and that kind of gets bigger. But both fans are awesome. Brazilians are more ironic than Americans, but it's amazing how Americans fans, they like the driver and they support it into that. Like it's something that I really admire.
And speaking of Brazil, then you got to visit the site where the World Cup is going to be. So what was that like?
It was fun. After the World Cup, that stadium is going to be of my favorite team. That's Coyne. That's the actual world champion. So I went there to see how it was going, and I think it's beautiful. I enjoyed really, I like it a lot to be there and to kind of see how big it is and all the behind the scenes that happens. It was really cool.
And with the rain yesterday, does that kind of heighten the anticipation for things, or does that seem to ease things because everything just gets pushed back?
For us, I think it was bad just because we were about to try our third time. We got in the show 2 times, we got up 2 times, and we were trying to get back there because we thought we had more than that, and unfortunately didn't have enough time to do it. So I think the rain kind of didn't really help us yesterday, but it's okay. I think we're confident tomorrow that they're going to see the racing is working really hard, and we're confident that we can get it today.
And do you think that there's a little bit less pressure this year since you're not a rookie?
Pressure is always there. I think when you're a rookie, maybe it's less pressure because everything is new and people respect that. But I think it's easier to be a veteran because you know how things work and where you need to focus on. And probably yesterday you felt freaking out. And this year I understand already that the most important thing is the race, and of course you need to be in the show. But I think you have a great car. So being kind of a veteran, it helps a little bit.
And then I know you mentioned you kind of view Pippa, even though she's another female, as just another driver. Back in 2010, there were 5 ladies in the race, and there was a bunch of hype around that. Do you think that there's still a lot of hype about women in racing, or just, viewed as another driver?
Yeah, I think it still is. We are the minority of the few. Like, we're 3, maybe 4, and have 3 qualifies today. So we're kind of still different, but it's not as big as it was before. Definitely, and I say that in all my career, I needed to do well to become like a top race driver. Female is not, it helps, but it's not everything. You need to have the results.
Thank you. Okay, so you've worked long and hard to secure a ride for this year's race. How does it feel that you finally landed it?
It's so great to be back in the car. It's last year missing out, walking around this paddock, trying to jump in something late. It was hideous. So having the opportunity to be back with Coyne Racing Cyclops here at Honda Parry, it's just been an amazing experience.
And the month of May marks your first time in the new DW12, so what was that like taking your first laps in the car around here?
Actually, it felt pretty similar to the car I drove in 2011 at Conquest Racing, so there weren't any big surprises for me, and you know, we got back above 220 on my first day back in the car, so it was nice that it didn't feel fast, it was nice that it felt familiar, and this place just feels like home.
And what has your teammate chemistry been like with Justin and Mia?
It's been really good, and it's so cool being able to learn from Justin and Mia because they know so much more about this car than me. And then Mia and I, we haven't actually been teammates before, but we've been friends. And she drove with Sam Smith the year before I was there, so you know I learned a lot about Mia as wasn't quite her teammate, and now to finally be her teammate, it's been a lot of fun. It turns out we actually want fairly similar things from the car, so our cars have ended up pretty similar, hers and mine, and yeah, it's been great fun working together.
And did the rain yesterday heighten the anticipation at all, or did it kind of ease things? Because it got pushed back, or what was that like?
Yesterday was a little tough for us. We definitely weren't as quick as we hoped to be. We seem to perform better when the weather's actually a little warmer, like it is outside today actually. So I'm really looking forward to getting out on track today on Pump Day, and we're hoping to have just a nice smooth run, put her in the show early, and then focus on race work.
And going back to the Mazda Road to Indy days, you and Mia were seen as rivals kind of in Firestone Indy Lights. So what is it like now that you're working together with your teammates?
Well, you know, people always want to do that when there's two female drivers. They want to pitch you as rivals, but a lot of the time we actually get on pretty well.
So has covering Firestone Indy Lights with NBC Sports Network kind of given you a different perspective than while you're in the car?
You know, I got to cover Firestone Indy Lights for IndyCar Radio a little bit last year. So covering it for NBC Sports has given me an entirely different perspective of what it's like for you guys doing your job as opposed to what it's like doing my job. You guys have a much tougher job than this cracked up to me. I prefer driving the cars, but you know, getting to do that, it's a lot of fun. It's something I enjoy, and it's something I hope to be back doing as this year goes on.
And then I know you would like the answer to be yes to this question. So looking beyond May, are you trying to seek more sponsorship for the rest of the season?
You know, I'm incredibly grateful to be here with Coyne Racing Cyclops here at Honda Power. At the moment, it is a one-off, but you never know. And that's where I'm going to leave it. You just never know.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Check back for more IndyCar news throughout the rest of the season.